Well, let's go on with our next story, shall we? And this is, if you remember, about maybe a month and a half ago or so, I talked about FHA was coming out with new regulation, and that was that they were saying that if a homeowner association had in their governing documents language that said that no people would be prohibited from renting their units for less than 30 days, and we talked about why an association had that in place, and FHA came to the conclusion that if that took place, they were probably showing discrimination, and so now all of a sudden a lot of homeowner associations were going to automatically be cut off in trying to recertify for FHA financing this next time around because of this regulation. Well, it looks like FHA relents on this condo leasing, but do they really? This is something that I call the government means never having to say you're sorry. That's right. Appropriate music. Thank you, Chris. Apparently, the Federal Housing Administration has announced that they're going to be a little more flexible, but limited in their flexibility on this transient leasing prohibition if you try to get FHA approval. When we talked about this last time, we talked about how FHA somehow got it in their minds that if you are prohibiting people from renting out their home for agreements of 30 days or less, somehow this is going to be very discriminatory towards people of lesser means. And that somehow this was going to show and prove discrimination can't be tolerated. So if it's in the documents, it's that's the way it's going to be. And to me, that just seems so silly. Wouldn't you agree? I mean, here you have the idea behind this whole notion of not allowing 30-day or less leases at a property was because you have a more transient population, people that are coming and going. And if you're in a homeowners association, the more traffic you have with people in and out, it's not a hotel. It's a place where people live. The more people are moving in and out with stuff, guess what? The more nicks and scratches there are going to be on the walls, the more tears on the carpeting. And there's a reason why a lot of condominiums say, you know what, we're not trying to be hard noses here with you and saying you can't do what you want with the property, but there's a lot of wear and tear that takes place. And so we want to prohibit you leasing your unit out for less than 30 days, because now we're going to have 12 moves in 1 year, or maybe 24 in 1 year instead of one person moving once a year. But now FHA was saying, you know what? That is just discriminatory. And I mean, the question that I always wondered about this is, who is the arbiter who came up with this interpretation anyway? We don't know who that is, do we? All we know is that an edict came down from FHA, and it's saying that, you know, if you want FHA recertification, or want to have that kind of financing at your property, and let's face it, that's an important piece for a lot of folks in being able to sell their home. FHA financing in some homeowner associations may be making up 60-70% of all financing that is taking place for property trading hands from one owner to the new person. And shouldn't that be allowed? And here they were coming up with this edict that just makes no sense whatsoever. I'd like us to talk about that a little bit more, but I can see we need to take a break. So let's do that right now. When we come back, we're going to talk about FHA are they really relenting on this transient leasing restriction? I don't think so, and I'll tell you why after we return.